Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and here we are today with the winners of the birthday gladiatorial contest, and it's fitting enough that we were going to be doing this sort of in honor of Total Biscuit and to help out the GoFundMe for the Total Biscuit Memorial. And I thought it was fantastic that one of the gameplays that was sent to me that was randomly selected turned out to be a Starcraft 2 replays. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. This was submitted by our man in the blue trunks over here, Shuffleblade, and his opponent in the red trunks will be a Protoss. That'll be Super Surg. This is going to be on Catalyst LE, and I have not watched the VOD yet, so I don't even know what's going to be happening. This is going to be kind of a cast style video where I'm going to do my best to maintain things here and see if I can actually cast a game of StarCraft that I've never actually done any casting before in my life. So you'll forgive me if I ramble quite a bit. We've got an early scout from the Protoss, and of course it's an early game, so there's not a whole lot going on. We have pretty standard barracks open from Shuffle Deck. And the Protoss drops a pylon. It looks like we're going to be doing a cannon rush right out of the gates. And there's the SCV pull. Looks like this pylon is not going to survive. They are focusing that down. And he drops a second pylon at the bottom of the ramp. And wow, I completely flubbed my words there. That's perfectly fine, though. They're coming back in. They're going to get rid of that pylon. He's going to drop down a photon cannon. That's probably going to be a bit of a waste there because this pylon is going to die. Looks like he is committing himself to this cannon rush, however. And there's another cannon going down to the bottom of the ramp. Looks like he's going to be using those units up top as a decoy to try and allow this cannon to complete. There goes another pylon just underneath the barracks. He's got... Shovelblade has all of his SCVs pulled now. This is kind of a little bit more than I expected going out of the gate here. So far, Army Supply, we're pretty even on workers, and we do have some Marines coming out for Shuffleblade. Nothing yet for Super Zerg. Looks like he's fully committed to this cannon rush. But the mining, so much mining is being lost here. And now that the cannon is starting to do some damage, this is not a good position to be in. And he's throwing down more and more buildings. This pylon, I think, was not necessarily the best idea. And he should be doing more to push this cannon rush. And I don't think he's knowing quite fully well how to take advantage of the cannon rush scenario that he has. Back at his base, we have not much going on. We've got our forge open with pylon. We've got a gateway, a single gateway going down. Minerals mine is starting to stabilize now that Shovelblade is getting some Marines out. He can send his SCVs back to mine. So far, this is just... Now this is starting to turn into some nonsense. Shuffleblade really needs to be moving that barracks out of the way. It's going to be catching fire soon. 240 HP, 220. And it does appear that that barracks is going to die. He lifts it off, but it's going to be too late. There it goes. It's down. And now he still has that cannon, the pylon at the bottom of the ramp to deal with. And things appear to have stabilized for now. It doesn't look like Super Zerg's going to be pushing this cannon rush too much more. Looks like he's getting prepared. He's probably going to be expanding off of the back of this. Now, forgive me, this actually gives me a bit of a dry throat doing this. Crazy. So not a whole lot happening from the Protoss player to be able to take advantage of the situation. He is doing that Nexus follow-up. So pretty soon we're going to be looking at a two-base Protoss versus a single-base Terran, and this is not a good position you want to be in at the 4-minute mark. Looks like he is building a base at the top of the ramp here to be able to later expand out to his natural. But nothing has been done yet about this cannon and this pylon at the bottom of the ramp. He's just sitting here. So far, we're up to 8 Marines and no combat units whatsoever built for the Protoss yet. Looks like Shuffleblade's going to be playing this cautious and just slowly build up, and he has that time. The Protoss is not building any units. He's not taking advantage of this. This is a very slow open off of the back of it. Somewhat successful, partially successful, I say, cannon rush. Excuse me. And he's going to be bulking up on his gas production here, which would explain why we're seeing double Stargate coming out of this. So this is probably either going to be a Phoenix or an Oracle push. He does have the... Let's see, looking... Yep, it's going to be an Oracle push. I was right about that. So this is going to get crazy again for Shuffleblade here in a minute. Scan going down, not really detecting anything except for the fact that the natural has been taken by the Protoss, which is not a large surprise. Right now we're up to 16 Marines for Shuffleblade. No upgrades as yet from what it looks like. Now he's decided to get rid of those units. Finally, he's able to move out. His orbital command structure is going to be dropping down to the natural, and he'll finally be able to take his second base. But here comes the Oracles down here on the bottom left. And his Marines are going to be out of position. We have no turret in the mineral line. We do have some Marines back home, but here they come. Here they come. They're going to start taking down SCVs here. Mining is down, and we have several units that are getting taken out. Workers killed. We're up to 11 workers killed for the Protoss on that push. And it's still ongoing down here at the natural. They managed to get out without too much of a problem in 4 Oracles. One of them is almost completely depleted of shields and energy. A 5th Oracle is coming in to join the group. This is going to be a big, big Oracle push coming down here. And he's still building them. He's still building more. 4 more Oracles being constructed right now. That means the total is going to be going up to 9 at least. And Shuffleblade really doesn't have an answer for that yet at this time. He's still not building a turret in the mineral line of either the natural or his main. And he seems to be concentrating just on building more Marines. Here comes in another pass at the natural. The Marines there are trying to get some work done, but they're just not up to the firepower of those Oracles. And the Natural's mineral line gets cleaned out again for a second time. Here comes the Marines to try and push those Oracles away, but it's already damage done. We're up to 13 workers killed. Excuse me. He's dropping some mules to be able to combat the offset of the loss of the SCVs, but this is going to be very difficult to stay ahead. Already you can see the disparity in at least the gas mining. For some reason, the mineral mining is equal between the two. Well, you guys knew it was going to be a terrible cast job, and I'm not disappointed on the terribleness. And we have a 3rd getting dropped down here. The Protoss is making a large resource push here with a heavy defense at the gate of the natural. We have a lot of buildings coming out here. We got pylons, more additional gateways, and the Stargates are no longer doing anything. And here is this large army of 3, 5, 6 Oracles and a Phoenix coming into the mineral line again. We do have a missile turret here this time, however. One Oracle goes down, another one gets taken down halfway. And they're still not willing to give it up quite yet. They're still wanting to get something done with this. Here they are. They're going to be coming into the main here. And nope, you don't want to go in there. Oracle's still floating around trying to find some way to get some work done. But we also have a large bioforce moving out from the Terran player, mostly comprised of, well, it's all infantry and a single Marauder coming down here with a couple of medevacs to back them up. And some air defense, too. That's probably not a bad idea, considering we still have 5 Oracles and a Phoenix on the field. And there's not a whole lot to answer here. This is going to be a difficult break, though, with those turrets and the Oracles. And I don't think they have what it takes. Here comes the big engagement, and the Oracles are just melting. They're getting focused down, but it's not going to be enough. These Terran forces are going to be pushed back. There they go. They're almost gone, and they're getting out of there with a few units left. That's a very good idea. Looks like to be a pretty positive engagement. They managed to get rid of those Oracles, and they're going to be sweeping around to the 3rd and try and cause some harass there. But there are too many Zealots on the field, and they're not going to be able to maintain the harassment without getting some additional forces. So they should pull back here soon, but they're going back in, trying to maintain that pressure. But with 4 units, it's going to be very hard to do, but they are giving it all. There comes little mini splits there. The Micro's doing a pretty okay job, I want to say, keeping their units alive. Here comes a warp in for some additional forces, but it's not going to be enough. And these Terran forces are going to be able to continue their pressure here. And the Protoss just don't have an answer. They're down to 2 Stalkers and a Phoenix on the field. They just don't have any forces to be able to combat this. Now they're into the middle line. Damage is being done. Probes are just melting away, and it looks like this 3rd is going to die. That Oracle went down quick, and yes, they are going to manage to take down this 3rd. That was a good push. Looks like he's getting more established on the mining. He's got 4 barracks running right now. No real upgrades or anything, but we do have a 3rd command center being constructed. And the pressure, he's hanging out at the gates of the natural now that the 3rd is dead. Just a couple of stray pylons there. Oh, they're coming out to play. You better start falling back. You're not going to be able to face that head on. Here comes some reinforcements, and they're going to be able to take this engagement pretty easily. Zealots melting away there. And still, even with that little mini warp into Zealots, there's not going to be much that the Protoss player is going to be able to do to hold off against that. And there's the GG. Shuffleblade is the victor with a successful pylon. And wow, my brain just shut down. Oh, there it is. I claim this victory in the name of SidAlpha in honor of his birthday. A successful cannon rush, but he managed to turn it around and turn it into a victory, and his units are still going through and just slaughtering everything. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. I am a Terran player myself, so I always love to see the Terrans beat out against the Protoss or the Zerg. And there it is. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. So, thankfully, I didn't do too bad of a job. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, everyone who participated in the contest. There were close to $400 additionally raised for the Total Biscuit Memorial, and I will put a link to that down below in the description if any of you would be so kind as to go donate. It helps out Jenna, and it's just a good thing to do to remember for a great man. And thank you all so much to everyone who participated. You helped turn my birthday into an awesome one, and I hope I didn't do too terrible of a job. So we're going to go ahead and stop this and get it posted to YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, I am SidAlpha, and I'll see you next time.